Well, you look at Goochland, and there's just such a history and tradition here. State championships. They've been to the regional finals. I think they won 11 or 12 games a year every year in the 2010s, or averaged that in the 2010s. And I told our kids, like, there's not too many places that can say that. So the history and tradition really drew me to the county. It's a one-school county, so all the resources are here, and they're hungry to win. You have an idea of what you'd like to do and things that you'd like to change, but until you get your feet on the ground and really start having conversations and figure out, what was in place, that's when you really start to figure out the plan. So after I had those conversations and just listening to people, I said, all right, here's the things that are good that we can kind of keep the same, and here's the things that we need to change and develop the plan moving forward. Yeah, I think, I was talking to my assistants about that. I think, we've got 6 starters back on defense. I think it's 3 or so on offense. I might have those numbers flipped. But, it's an open competition, just like everybody else says. I mean, every job is open. We're going to have a competition at quarterback and everywhere else. So best players are going to play, and it's got to be earned. One thing I've been encouraged by is they're trying to do the things that we're asking them to do. They don't always do it perfectly, but they're at least receptive to it. They're open to change. They're open to do things in a new way. So I've been really happy with the buy-in so far. It's just the execution and learning how to practice and go hard. Those are the things that we're working on right now. Yeah, it's got to be more than football. It's a character-based program there at Randolph-Macon. I know I'm a better man having played there and coached there for 10 years from the lessons that I learned there. And so that's been invaluable to me as I, become a head coach, that, keep that perspective that, not many of these guys are going to go play in the NFL, but they're all going to go out into the community. So for us, it's about, building better husbands and fathers and leaders and keeping that perspective. It can't just be about football.